Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing good, Nigel. Doing good. How are you?
Not too bad, sir. Not so bad. You got one of those things on your nose.
Yes, yes, yes.
Does that actually work for you? Because I don't know if you know the team or you're aware of the team, but we had Alex here and he has one of those. And he said,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's going to help my breathing. It's going to do this. It's going to do that.
Uh-huh.
Rare, rare, blah, blah." And the guy still snores
Oh man.
heavily.
It depends because for me it's a game changer. Now, when you say Alex, are you talking about like the
Not
fitness
Professor
one?
Alex, tall
Professor
Alex.
Alex. Ah, okay, okay,
Not
the tall
not
one.
Professor Alex. Not Professor Alex. Tall Alex.
Oh, the tall one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends because for me it's a game changer because I use it to sleep and to train, and for me it helps with congestion relief. So when I wake up all snotty, congested, and for me it makes a big difference in breathing, especially in training because I also fight myself. So when I'm doing bag work or mitt work, I wear it, and it's a game changer. And the funny thing, Nigel, with this one, the owner of this brand is actually a member of the real world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. There is a owner of the real world that has a perfect punch. Not the
Mm,
owner of real world, a member of the real world that has a perfect
right.
punch, which I've got to show the boys because he sent me it ages ago. But the boys have
Mm-hmm,
been so involved in training. Like training
mm-hmm.
camp is like literally relentless every single day. We've got our
Right,
coach here,
right,
and it's just relentless. It's just full on. And
right.
to try and implement that into the training schedule is
Mm-hmm.
just quite hard because Amir has his own plan for
Right,
everybody.
right.
And I'm just there, okay, cool. I'm just going to
Yeah,
just roll with
yeah.
it. You know, I'm not going to
what's
argue with him.
what's that been like? The training camp for Tate's fight coming up, and then Marcel's fighting, Rory's fighting as
Training
well.
camp's been really, really good. Really,
Uh
really
huh.
good. Like, um, Andrew just is like, Andrew trains like he works.
Mm-hmm,
Gets up in the morning with his laptop
mm-hmm.
and works all day. Stops for training. Well, he used to stop for
Oh man,
training
lost you,
before.
Nigel.
So he has been going at it hard. He looks
Mm-hmm,
fantastic. Like he looks really, Andrew looks really, really good.
mm-hmm,
Um, Strong, powerful, fast, elusive, like everything that you'd want him to be
mm-hmm.
like before a fight, literally. But I've known that for years because I've trained with him. I've trained with the boys for like 22, 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with him when he first came, when he first joined Storm. And the way he trained then for a fight is exactly the way he trains now for a fight. He's just
Oh
relentless.
wow,
He's
right.
absolutely. Marcel and Rory are also fighting. They're fighting on the second, third of December, second or third of
Mm-hmm,
December. Um, and Rory's just joined camp 2 weeks ago, about a
mm-hmm,
week ago, yeah, a week and a half ago. Marcel's been in camp for like 4 weeks prior
mm-hmm,
to now, 4 or 5 weeks prior to now, and like what he's picked up in short space of time is just
mm-hmm.
absolutely awesome. Like it's just stuck to him. Whatever he's done, he's listened. He watches fights. He looks at what he could do better. He looks at his videos and tries to improve. Today he was in the ring with doing pads with Amir, and
Mm-hmm.
from last week to this week, he started taking that step.
Oh, that's
So
awesome. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
nice,
So
nice.
he's just doing really, really well, really, really well. Rory is doing good. I think he just needs to be a little bit more in the camp, a little bit more. He's
Mm-hmm.
putting a little bit more work. But Roy's got natural ability anyway.
Mm. That's what I was gonna ask because I believe he's fought before, right?
Yes, yeah. So he's
Mm.
got natural ability. I've got this line going down. Sorry, I've got this line going down my computer. It's annoying me. Roy's got this natural ability anyway. So Roy's got a already ingrained skill set.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, in all fairness, he should be fine. I just like to see him get a little bit fitter, get a little bit like stronger at certain things that I feel that he should do.
Mm.
I want it. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
that's just me. I'm not looking. I'm looking in. Do you know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at. I'm always going to be. Always going to be like Amir. I'm always going to be like that constructive criticism. type guy. You should be doing this, should be
Right.
doing that, should be doing that. When you do it, because when he does it so well. Just want
Uh
to do
huh.
it consistently through. So,
Yeah, that's
but
awesome.
I've got no qualms with any of the balls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
None of them. Absolutely none of them. Andrew is gonna be Andrew's fight. When he wants to
Yeah.
pull the plug, he'll pull the plug.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to keep it to go, then let it go.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Andrew,
super exciting.
Mr. Elusive, Mr. Power Puncher. The thing is, when this guy feels Andrew's jab, let
Mm.
alone his cross, when he feels his jab, he's going to rethink his life and think, why am I in here?
Yeah.
His jab's going to take his soul.
Yeah, it's cool because yesterday at night, after I finished all of my work, I was watching. He sparred Jack Hopkins, which is another YouTube influencer, and I was just watching Tate Speed versus Jack Speed, and Tate is extremely fast, just alone with his jab, like you're saying, it's insane. And he's
Jack Hopkins, I think I've known for a long time.
oh really? Hmm.
Yeah, I've known him for a long. I used to be neighbours with him
Oh
back in
wow,
UK.
yeah.
This is before we got to this. So I used to be neighbours with him, and then all of a sudden he left because he was living with his girlfriend. He left, done his thing, and I
Hmm.
saw him on social media, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. He's doing his thing." And then next minute we met in Dubai, so it's
Right.
crazy. But when he sparred, literally all of the guys from that camp, uh, he was, how do I say it without sounding disrespectful? He was going easy, very, very easy,
Oh okay.
very,
Hmm.
very easy. He wasn't even putting in half. Like if you watch him against all of those guys, Jack and everybody else, and blah blah, and then you watch him against a professional boxer or an amateur boxer, like
Ah man, I
real
tell you.
deal, hardcore amateur, proper professional boxers, guys that have had fights, this and the other, blah blah blah. There is
Hmm.
level.
Hmm.
There's big levels, and that's
Hmm.
without sounding disrespectful, but he was going light work. It
Hmm.
was going easy. Do you know what I mean? So again, like I say, no disrespect to any of the other guys, but like I've seen Andrew, and he
Right.
was just taking it easy, literally
Hmm.
taking it. And then you see that speed, double that against a professional boxer, triple
Wow.
that.
Yeah, that's insane. Even when I was just watching him spar Jack, that's really good to know because he was extremely fast, and he's like 6'5", right? 6'4", 6'5", so super tall.
Andrew's 6'3", 6'4",
Oh,
something
six
like that.
three. Okay, okay, so he
6'3",
has the
6'4".
length.
Yeah, he's got range.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
range, he's got mad power as well.
Hmm.
Crazy power.
Yeah,
Do you
deadly
know what
combo
I mean?
right there.
I mean, the a good example is to watch him spar. You know, Luke Barnett.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you watch him spar against Luke Barnett, then
yeah.
you'll see Andrew doing a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more,
Ah,
doing
okay, okay.
a little bit more. And then there was a guy from the UFC that came along to join in the camp. He's still here,
Hmm.
Larone. He is. He's now potentially going for a world title in the UFC. Watch him spar against him because Larone is very, very, very good, very fit, very
Hmm.
skilled. Um, and if you watch him against him, like and then like because Larone's shorter than him, he's probably about 5'9",
Mm. Mm.
very fast,
Okay,
very quick on his feet, very nimble. You watch him against him, and it's just like it's a totally different.
totally different. Yeah, I'll keep
Yeah,
an eye on that because I've just been keeping along with the fight camp videos that Bailey puts out on Rumble,
yeah,
showing
yeah.
everyone comes out. I just watched him there, and I think the last one that he put out, he did have a sparring round with Luke Barnett, and even
Mm.
that. Now that you mentioned that, you could tell there's a big difference in how they spar.
There is a difference, and like I say, no disrespect to any of the other guys, but there is a difference, and he's
Hmm.
not gonna go in there and punch people up and knock people out and stuff like that, and blah blah. Um, Warren Spencer has
Right,
put
Warren.
a video. If you watch on YouTube
Hmm.
and you follow Warren Spencer, if you watch Warren's video where Warren caught a black eye from Andrew,
Hmm.
then you'll see it again. You'll
Yeah,
see
yeah,
something. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like full focus on it. But anyway, We can talk for the next
I
half
know,
an hour,
man.
20 minutes, 25 minutes, hour, whatever, blah, blah. I know we can. But tell me about you. Sorry, I think Jose, was it?
Yeah, Jose.
Yeah, yeah, Jose.
Yeah.
So tell me about you, Jose.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm 22 years old. I'm inside of the copywriting campus.
Hmm.
Um, I've been in the real world for a little over 2.5 years now. I joined late 2024. It was either at the beginning of 2024, or I mean 2022. Sorry, at the beginning of
Hmm.
2022 or late 2022. And that was kind of how I got into the real world. But that's a short, brief description about myself. Just 22 years old. Name's Jose, and I'm in the copywriting campus.
Okay, cool. What made you join the real world? What made you get into
Mhm.
to actually what started you in the real world?
Yeah, so at first, I was just seeing Tate's content everywhere. At the beginning of 2022, that's kind of when he had the TikTok takeover.
Mm,
And once he was on TikTok, he started being all over Instagram. And at the time, I was working a sales job. And on our free time in between appointments, we'd either go on social media just to kill time. And that's when I'd see Tate's content. So at first, it was just a lot of his content trying to instigate people, trying to gain attention and that type of stuff. And then that's when he started promoting Hustlers University. And because I was working in sales, I was already making money, but I wanted more money. So I figured, well, if I can continue to sell, Windows, because that's what I was selling at the time. If I can
yeah.
continue to sell Windows and on the side learn a different skill so I can do something on my own, that'd be ideal. So that's what prompted me to join. But at the beginning, I'd say like the first year, I was just dabbling because when I joined, I was working a sales job, and I didn't stop working in sales until I think it was 2 years later, so January 2024, and
Mm,
that's kind of when I started taking it serious. But yeah, at that time, I was just dabbling with the real world, kind of just touristing, or being a tourist, I should say, being attending the cause, being involved in the community, but I was never doubling down with developing the skill set so I could use it for myself. I was just focused on, selling windows or cold calling,
mm.
door to door, whatever my sales job was at the time. That's just where my focus was. But that's what prompted me to join, just seeing his content everywhere and wanting to make more money.
Where are you from?
So my family's from Mexico, so I'm Mexican, but I'm born and raised in San Diego, California, so in the States.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. So
cool.
by the
Okay, cool.
coast.
Yeah, relaxing by the coast. Cool. Okay, cool. So then, so you joined. Was it the copywriting campus that you first went into, or did you go around and have a look at a few things and then decide that this is for you?
Right. So I joined the copywriting campus and I've been in there from like the beginning, but I did join the business mastery campus just to get some extra knowledge on business.
Hmm.
And it's pretty much been between the copywriting campus, the business campus, and then fitness campus, of course, just to get the training regimens, the diets, that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Sorry, just to go off on one. Was you training before you actually joined the
Yeah.
real world,
Yeah.
or did you
Yeah.
start?
So that's the other thing. I was also fighting when I first joined the real world. So I started with Muay Thai, which is kind of similar to kickboxing. Not so much though.
Very similar, very, very
Yeah, yeah,
similar. Just elbows and knees. Well, just the
yeah.
elbows, really.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was fighting and I was training for my first fight at the time. So I was, working a sales job, training for my fight, lifting weights, and then, at night when I'd come home all tired, exhausted, I'd log into the real world. So
Nice.
at the time though, I didn't have like a good lifting workout or calisthenics workout, just something to keep me in shape. It was just fighting. That's when I
Hmm.
went into the real world and utilized I think it's I don't remember the title of the programs, but I did use the programs that Professor Alex has set up for
Yeah.
calisthenics and weights.
Oh, awesome. Because you
Mm-hmm.
you took the same journey as what I did. I was in sales and I was fighting while I was in sales as well. I spent 20 years in sales, but
Mm-hmm.
mainly car sales.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, nice.
that's the journey that I took. And then
Nice.
obviously I started to the back end of my sales career. I just started selling insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt that I needed more, and there was
Mm-hmm.
something missing from me, so I just needed
Yeah.
more from that. So when did you? So you joined the copywriting campus,
Mm-hmm.
and you said you was in and out of it. Initially, you wasn't really kind of locked down on it. When did you
Right.
lock down, and when did you start first making your first pennies?
So that would be 2024. So January, because 2024, that's when I had my last sales job. So at the time, I was working for a marketing agency, a medical marketing agency, and they
Mm.
basically did everything that they teach us inside of the real world. But at this marketing agency, I was just a cold caller. I was an SDR, so I was just calling, setting appointments, so that the AEs, the account executives, could close them. And
Mm.
that's when I really decided, all right, I'm learning how to do this, but I'm learning how to do it for somebody else. You know, I have the cold
Yeah.
calling skill, I have the in person skills, I can go to door. I've gotten all the rough stuff out of the way. I just need to apply it for myself and learn a specific skill. So that's when I started doubling down with learning everything, going through the courses, you know, being more involved in the community, asking questions, that type of stuff.
Mm.
And I made my first dollar in, I have to check my hero's journey, but it was between March or April of 2024. And it's a pretty cool story because my first client is actually a member of the War Room. And Nigel, I believe you might have done pad work with him, which is super crazy, small world. Now I'm on a call with you. But this particular member runs a social media marketing agency. And the way I found them was through Instagram. So I was still super involved in the real world Instagram, seeing Tate's community or Tate's content, I should say. And David, which his name, had a post with Tate, and it
David,
popped
not
up on my,
David.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, David
exactly.
Luna,
As soon as you said David, yeah, 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 I know who you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolute
David's
G.
a good guy. I really like David.
Yeah, I've learned. I still talk to him to this day. I've learned so much from him. But anyways, I saw a post that he had with Tate on my For You page, and I was like, man, this guy looks like a G. I'm gonna just follow him. And then like a few weeks later, he posted something on a story saying he needed somebody to do some. I think it was setting. I don't remember the exact Instagram post, but I slid up, not thinking anything of it, and next thing you know, that was my first freelancing. That's where I made my first money online outside of my sales job. And what I did for him was I'd set appointments through Instagram DMs for his specific customers, his ideal customers, and I would run the appointments sometimes because I'm bilingual. I speak Spanish, so if they were Spanish speaking, I'd take the calls for him or just delegate it to him or pass them on to him, I should say. And that's where I made my first few $100s online. Working with him, I made around like 800 to a grand. And at the time after that, I was working with him, and then I started doing outreach to non more clients through warm outreach and cold outreach. And from that time, I had a few clients that I landed. Like some of them weren't the best clients because they had just started up. They had just started a clothing brand, for example. He had zero sales, zero online presence. I was going to build everything for him. Nothing came out of that. And then that's when I landed my next client, which is a jujitsu gym owner. And that's where I started making like really good money. I got my case studies there, and then I landed another client from there. So from January 2024, like around February, March until now, that's when I've been like really making money with jujitsu owners. That's where I got my case studies. And I'm currently working with one of them right now, which has been really successful. But yeah, that's how I've made my first, to answer your question, my first money online with Real World.
Awesome. So, how many clients do you have now?
So right now I have two clients. So two
Yes.
jujitsu gym owners. And then I also started a second business on the side, which is a commercial cleaning company, where again,
Mhm.
I'm just applying everything I've learned from, running Facebook funnels, meta ads funnels, or paid ads funnels, I should say, with Google, Facebook, taking all the knowledge I've applied from outreach, cold calling, just applying it to the cleaning business.
Mhm.
And I have two clients and then the cleaning business.
Okay, cool. So,
Mhm.
where are you monetary wise, consistently making?
Yeah, so consistently the last 3 months I was making 3K just from the client work and then the cleaning business. But this month has been my best month so far. This month I'm sitting at around like 4,500 already,
Wow,
just from the two clients payouts that they had to give me and then the cleaning business combined.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. So, um, I want to ask two questions. I want to ask about how the real world, because you say now, if you left your sales job now, you totally left your sales job.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you totally.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
of
get it
course,
out
of
of the way.
course,
Get
of
it out
course.
of the way. Yeah, yeah, I don't want that anymore. Okay, cool. So how's it kind of changed your life? Because you've done, obviously you're doing the sales bit and you obviously start a new business. But
Mhm.
also I want to know how it's like how Professor Alex has actually changed. your life as well with regards to your fitness, and because you said you went into there and you took some
Mhm.
ideas and some notes and some advice of what he gives. So I want to know the two elements of that. So how they both changed you.
So the fitness campus in specific, I mean, it's such a valuable resource. There's a lot of people that have to buy a personal trainer or invest into personal coaching, but I have it
Mm,
inside of the real world where I also learn how to make money with my business. So it's
mm,
super useful because I can just go in there and let's say I want to really focus on calisthenics because I want to focus on mobility because I kick a lot in Muay Thai
mm,
and that suits me best. It's in there. I can just go in, watch the
mm,
lessons, go through the course, just figure out okay, how many sets of this am I going to have to do? How can I organize this, etc. But then if there's a particular time where I want to put on some more muscle mass and I want to do some weightlifting, that's also in there.
mm.
Um, so it's truly tailored for everyone, depending on what your goals are and where you're at in your journey. You have what you need inside of the real world, and the fitness
Yeah.
campus specifically it's been super useful. And then some of the dieting as well. I haven't taken away too much from it, just some of it. And even with just the few dieting tips that I've gotten from the fitness campus, it's increased my energy levels by tenfold.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, and then with the copywriting campus, that's what you asked as well, right? With how the
Yeah. Yeah.
copywriting, yeah. So
Yeah.
I've gained the most benefit from the copywriting campus because that's the one I've been in the longest. But the
Hmm.
biggest benefit that I've gained is the community and the brotherhood because it's something you get when you fight because you have your gym bros, the people you fight with, the people you spar
Yeah.
with.
100%. Yeah.
But you have the same thing in the real world. And me, that's what I was looking for the most. Like, of course, I wanted to make money and I wanted to build a business, but I wanted to build a brotherhood of people that were doing the same thing because where I
Mhm.
was, there was nobody really doing that. It was everybody was just fighting or partying, doing that type of stuff. And the community that I got inside of the real world it's amazing because I actually in the copywriting campus, the professor puts a lot of effort into creating mini challenges, like 1 week to 2 week challenges, where he helps us rewire our brains mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And in one particular challenge, what he did was if we got past a certain point, you'd get a squad. Excuse me, you'd get a squad of other members from the real world in your team. And I'm still very close with the squad to this day. I think one of them actually had an interview with Marcel, which is pretty cool because we're all competing physically, but also financially. So Will is his name. Will, if he posts 3K win and he's on track to hit 5K a month, I have to step it up and make 4,500 or 5K or 6K to one up Will. So when we were doing this challenge, we had to do 100 burpees a day. Or later on, we got like a different type of training menu where we could do bag work or farmer carries, or I think we have to run under a specific amount of time. But with the burpees specifically, since that was the main one, if Will or if somebody else on my squad would do 100 burpees in less than 10 minutes, I had to do it in less than 9 minutes. So yeah, it's like, oh, he did this. I have to do this. I have to one up him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very competitive, but it's a
It's
healthy
healthy
competition.
competition.
Yeah,
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 it's healthy
very
competition.
healthy.
We literally done that the other day. Oh my god. We done sprints. So it was like 4 sets of 6 sprints, 30 second on, 30 second off.
Mhm.
And it was yeah, six sets, 6 sets, 30 minute, 30 second sprints. But it started off at 18.5 or 18 with incline 3, and then every set the incline went up, um, and every set the speed went up as well. So we ended up on
Right.
doing 20, and it was 30 seconds on, 30 seconds. Bro, after that, I was absolutely done.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously. Jumped off the machine. Oh, the last one out of the fourth set, and the last sprint was a minute long, and that was at
Mhm,
your maximum. Well, the maximum incline I think was 5, and the speed was about 20.
mhm.
Sorry, and yeah, oh my god, got off there and I just wanted to just collapse. I just literally just collapsed. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's that. It's healthy competition.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's nice. It's nice to have that. Do you not have anybody else that you kind of work with? Do you not have anybody else that you've introduced the real world to, or is it, or a set of friends that you work with, or anything else, or is it just yourself and your team in the gym, or how's?
Well, I did a lot of my close circle is from the real world, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I have a few friends outside of the real world, but they're more into jujitsu. And I have friends that I've met in the fight gym that I've
Mm.
tried to introduce to the real world. And one of them joined, and I think he didn't last very long, just because I didn't really talk to him as to why he didn't last very long. But tried to introduce one of them, and then I would talk about it. I would brag about, like, man, the real world, I'm making all this money. I'm in great shape. Look at me. I beat you guys in sparring. You guys should join the real world, stuff like that. Just teasing them.
Yeah.
Um, One of them joined, and then the others would just like, oh yeah, I'll join, I'll join, I'll join. But those are
Yeah.
like the type that like to party. They like to fight, and then on the
There you go.
weekends they like to go out
And
and
then
party.
multiply. They
Yeah,
wouldn't have that. They wouldn't have that kind of like discipline in them to actually. Okay,
mm,
cool. I'm gonna lead the partying for now, and then they just wouldn't have it in them.
yeah,
You just
exactly.
like the weekend party thing. Like for me, I couldn't think of anything worse than going out to a club on a weekend or going to a festival or
Yeah,
anything else.
agreed,
It would just,
agreed.
it would just drain my brain. Absolutely drain my brain. What
Yeah.
do you think was, say, your hardest part about your journey from when you first started in the real world to now?
The hardest part of the journey from when I started to now, it would probably be building the belief in my specific product or service. Because when I was selling products or services for other, let's say, companies, it was
Mm,
pretty easy to do it because they had, for instance, 5 to 10 other salesmen, and we all had the same script. We all had the same line. Everything was copy and paste as to what you would say. So when I
mm,
started selling, let's say digital marketing for my business, my online business, I had zero reputation. I had zero credibility. And now in the real world, we have certain tactics and strategies you can use to
mm.
mitigate that or to avoid that completely. So now you don't have to run into that. But when I was first doing outreach, we didn't have that resource yet. So I had to, convince certain clients, like, hey, this is going to be a great idea. You're my first client, so my reputation depends on bringing you amazing results, stuff like that. So that was the toughest thing, believing in myself that I could really make money outside of, sales,
Mm,
which is very
mm,
different because it's all for myself. I'm my own boss, my own employer, stuff like that.
exactly. So
So
yeah,
that was the biggest
that's the
challenge
biggest
for
thing.
me.
Okay, then flip that on its head, and then let's just say, what was your biggest, like, kind of success story? What was your biggest, what would I say? How would I put it? Yeah, what was your biggest win? What was your biggest breakthrough or biggest success story?
My
It's
biggest
up.
success story, yeah. I mean, I had a few of them. Like I remember my first 1K day with myself, like my
Mm,
marketing business. I remember my first K day of my journal. I was rushing because when I was selling windows, or let's say marketing for the agency I was with, I'd have 2 3K days, but that was commission only, and it was a window product, and it was very
yeah,
inconsistent. But when I did it for myself, I had my first $1,000 day, and I was like, man, I did this once. I could do it again. I did this with one client. Imagine if I did this with two, three, four clients in one day.
mm,
So then my mind just started exploring the possibilities. And because I did it once, my belief was through the roof. I can do it so many
yeah,
times. Like Tate says, I'm the fucking man. I was so hyped. Um,
yeah.
that was my first breakthrough. And then my second breakthrough was just recently. I had my first 3K day, which is goes back to what I was talking about. So I had a few pending payments from one of my jujitsu clients, and he sent that to me. And then at the same day, I got a $1,000 payment from my other client for new student signups. So that
Mm.
all came in one day. And man, I was hyped from 1,000. Like, I was screaming with 3K. I was so excited. Um, yeah, yeah, I was so excited, but that was my biggest breakthrough because I was dabbling, and because I was working in sales jobs and,
Mm,
fighting, doing all these things, lifting. I wasn't very focused on making
mm,
as much money just independently. So when I started
mm.
to focus and I started seeing money, I was like, man, this took me way longer than it should have.
Should have,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but now that I've had these breakthroughs, it's like, bro, I can hit 5 10K easy money.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, 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 yeah. It just needs to just apply. Just needs to
Yeah,
apply. So
exactly.
what's your plan now? Let's say, what's your plan for the end of the year with regards to
Mm,
yourself, your clients, and building your business, businesses, plural. Next year into, let's say, end of the year to January, because most people kind of like would kind of plan, oh, in the next year or in the next this or in the next 6 months,
mhm.
but time moves so fast.
Yeah, yeah,
Time moves
100%.
so fast. So one of the things that Luke says, if you got something there, you just need to kind of act now. So what kind of plan do you have? Let's say to the end of the year, or if you've made a plan, what you want to reach by the end of the year or early
Mhm.
January. Let's say that.
Right, right. So I totally agree with what Luke says and what you're hitting on as well. Speed,
Mm,
like that's the name of the game. There's a reason why speed is lesson number one in Hustlers
yeah,
University. It's a
yeah,
game changer. When you move with speed,
yeah,
the game
100%.
changes for you. But my goal for the end of the year is to take the cleaning business. So
Hmm.
either at the end of December, at the end of January, mid January, I want to have it at 10K monthly recurring revenue. And with the cleaning business, it's commercial property, so apartments like the one I live in, where there's 80 to 100 units, and of course, not all of them are vacant, but people are moving out every month.
Yeah.
It could be three, it could be eight properties. The number is up and down. So
Mm,
my goal is to have at least five properties with 80 to 100 plus units, so I could hit that 10K mark and hit it
mhm.
with ease. So that's the main goal right now, to take the cleaning business to 10K
Are
and
you
monthly recurring
advertising on?
revenue.
Are you advertising on the cleaning business? How do you market that?
So that's right now just fully word of mouth. Right now, once I have the capital to fund Google Ads, Meta Ads, I'm going to be hammering that, because thanks to the real world, thanks to the experience I've built with my clients, I know how to do Meta Ads, Google Ads, so I can do it all myself. But
Mm,
right now, because we've only been around for like 3 to 6 months, like 6 months with the cleaning business. We've built a pretty good reputation with some of the property managers, and they've referred us to the properties, all over where I'm from, San Diego County.
yeah.
And we're making pretty good income with those. So once it's time to expand to 15, 20K, I'm going to start
Mhm.
pushing out paid ads, because I strongly believe we can get to the 10K mark with just word of mouth.
Yeah. And so you said that that's going to be happening. You want to do that by the end of the year, early Jan, or did you have a plan for that?
I, yeah, so 10K by the end of December, ideally, is the objective. And the way I plan to do that is just using my referrals to kind of have them work for me, but of course incentivizing them so that they can bring me in leads.
Mm,
Because the cleaning business, it's a bit ruthless in the sense that there's no security. And what I mean by that is, with marketing, if you have a client, that client is kind of obligated to work with you because you guys had a verbal agreement or a written agreement, whatever it may be. But with the cleaning business, if you come in and you do them a cleaning, and let's say you do two, three cleanings with them, and they're not very satisfied with you, but they're not telling you, if somebody else comes in, you're gone. They'll go with the other company. Yeah.
yeah.
So a lot of it is, building relationships with these people, and kind of boosting their ego, but also still doing an exceptional job so that they can continue to call you back. So a lot of it is people being good with people, and then also delivering on your promise.
Promise, yeah.
Um, yeah.
And you've got a team of people that you're confident that will do the job that your
Yeah.
requirements to.
So it's family owned. So it's me, my
Oh,
mom, and then my sisters. So my mom kind of trained them. I trained them, and I focus on the client acquisition. So cold calling, talking to them, and
yeah.
my mom and my sisters go in and do the cleaning. So
Oh,
it's
nice.
super reliable,
Nice.
trustworthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like people that you can trust, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not really worried about fulfillment being done poorly. I know the job's going to be done exceptionally, and then at the end of the cleaning, I can go in, check everything, and bada bing, bada boom. Great job.
You're gone. Gone.
Yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's by. Sorry, I'm gonna say this again because I did hear it. By the end of Jan, you said.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
goal. End of Jan. Ideally, by the end of December, I just got to move with tons of speed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, absolutely awesome talking to you. You said you're fighting? You got something coming up, or?
I want to fight middle of January. The first fight I had was a Muay Thai fight. I lost that one, but because my camp, I didn't feel like I went all in into my camp, which is the most important part of it. So I want to
100%.
fight and entering January, either February or March. But right now, I'm looking for another fight gym to fight under, because I don't like the one I'm currently at.
Hmm.
And once I find the fight gym, then that's where I'm really gonna just double down on my fight camp
Mm.
and fight again, because I love fighting. It's so fun. It definitely changes your mentality. It changes you
100%.
physically, but it changes your mentally, or it changes
Changes
your
your mindset. Yeah,
mentality.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's how you're gonna juggle the fight camp and work at the same time, because that's what I feel is kind of going to be hard. Because I mean, Andrew's quite lucky because he's got his brother, so
Right.
Andrew just concentrates, fully focused on the fight, does his little bit of work, but T takes up most of the slack with
Yeah.
regards to the
Right.
work.
Hmm.
He's running around doing all the bits and pieces. So, like team wise, and the rest of the team wise, we're there. Do you know what I mean? There's any slack that he's taking up, we're on on
Yeah,
point
yeah,
to take
yeah.
that.
So
So it's how you juggle. It's how you're going to juggle the both.
yeah, so my
Yeah.
goal for that is I'm working on that right now because with the cleaning business, I don't have to do the cleaning. I don't have to be the face of the business. I can be
Ah,
behind
yeah,
it and running
do
everything.
yeah,
So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to systemize the cleaning. So creating a checklist of what they need, what they have to do at the cleaning, depending on what type of cleaning it is, so that when my mom or my sisters go, they have that checklist and they can just check
got it,
everything off. And then I'm trying to think of a system. I have a few ideas, but I'm trying to think of a system on how I could really make sure that the cleaning was done properly instead of me having to be there in person to do walkthroughs.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but if I can set that up properly, where my family's just doing it, or I kind of show my mom how to do proper walkthroughs, I could
mm,
it could be like a similar setup how Tay has it with his bro. I would just have the setup with my family, and they kind of do the
they do the thing.
cleaning walkthroughs, and I can focus on fighting.
Have your ideas? Have you put them down on paper? Have you discussed them, or are they just in there?
The checklist items I have, and systemizing the cleanings, pre cleanings, during cleanings. I'm working on the after cleanings, the post cleanings. That's the one I haven't
Right.
put on paper yet.
Okay.
But the first two, yeah, we're testing those already, and it's become
Yeah.
much more efficient.
Yeah. Yeah. Put the last little bits down on paper, so you've got them there. Because at the end of the day, again, it just goes with if you've got an idea, put it down. Because no idea is a wrong idea, right?
Right,
So at
exactly.
the end of the day, if you can see if that works, implement that into whatever you're currently doing at the moment, see if it works, and then if it doesn't work, you then have an idea of okay, cool. Because you never, again, like even with your fight, you never actually lose. You actually learn.
Right.
So you don't
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
kind of nothing's ever wrong. It's just a learning curve all the way down the
Mm,
line. That's the way I see it things.
mm.
So yeah, just get it down, get it put on paper, and I'm sure by the time I speak to you, you'll be looking at different numbers,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%.
bigger
That's the
numbers,
goal.
bigger numbers.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. So, but it's been awesome talking to you. I've been talking to you now for 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah, it's a pleasure, Nigel.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
I had to cut the fight a bit short to get this
uh-huh.
bit in, and
Uh-huh.
then now this bit is now 40 minutes long. But again, I could speak to you for absolutely ages. But yeah, it's been absolutely awesome talking to you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Nigel. Appreciate
And
it.
obviously, when we speak again, you know, uh, I look for some. I want to hear some bigger numbers going on.
Nah,
I want to
yes,
hear that
sir.
you fight as well. So it's very important. I find that just going on to your fight gym, it's very important to find a gym that you're home with. I mean, my gym was meeting Amir was probably one of the most weirdest. Well, not one of the weirdest things, but it was a bit crazy because I walked into the. I was in a gym, normal gym, just on the, I think I was on a running machine or treadmill, and I saw this poster, Storm Gym, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna try this. And then a week went past, and another week went past, and then they all walked past. So Amir walked past, didn't know who he was at the point in time, but the three people or four people that walked behind him were people that I knew. I was like,
Oh
"You
wow.
trying to?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you trying to? What you guys did?" He goes, "Yeah, you coming in?" I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" And then I
Yeah.
walked into the gym, and and I tell this story all the time. Emil was like, "Ah, fresh meat." He goes, "Put your hands up." So I put my hands up here, and my hands were like this, and he just done a spinning round cast kick, boom, landed me straight in the head. And I was
Oh
like,
man.
"Okay, cool. This is the place where
Yeah.
I want to be." You know what I mean? Weird thing, but yeah, he done that straight away, instantly, and I didn't miss a day of training straight after that. So I knew I was in the right place. And the other camps that I've been to, when I moved from Luton to Bournemouth, because I moved from Luton to Bournemouth,
Mhm.
um, Amir gave me a recommendation for a gym, so I went to that gym, and as soon as I got in there, I just felt warm. There was great fighters
Mm,
in there. They're all active. The coach of that gym there knew my coach and knew of me,
mm,
and it was just this instant bond. But I was like, okay, cool. Let me go around to every other gym in Bournemouth, like some of the prolific world champion holders gym, and walk around there and train with them and see what it's like. And some of the gyms I went to were just like they just weren't me at all whatsoever.
yeah.
And I instantly I went back to the first gym I went to in the first place and just knew that this was the one for me. So
Yeah.
I turned around to him. I said, it was quite cheeky. I was like, look, I'm from Luton. I train at Storm Gym. With respect, I'm never ever going to train for you. I'm never ever going to fight for your gym because I'm Storm Gym through and through, and I'll always be. And he goes, yeah, that's fine. Just come train with your fighters. You have a wealth of experience. I'll help you train for your fights if they ever blah blah blah. I was like, happy days, and that's what it
Yeah,
was.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's the crazy thing because you could
Yeah,
feel it. If you walk into a gym and you get a sense of the atmosphere, you see the fighters, you can kind of tell, like, I don't know about this one, but I'll try it
yeah,
out.
yeah. But it's nice when you go in there and you find that you kind of find that second family that you go into and you're comfortable with, and everybody's cool and everybody wants to help each other. It's like TRW. It's like the real world. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely nice.
exactly.
Yeah. So right again, I'm gonna
Again, yeah,
shut
yeah.
my mouth. I'm
No,
not
man,
gonna
I
say
love
anything
it. I love
anymore.
it.
Okay, cool. So super nice talking to you. I wish you all the best. And again, like I say, the next time I talk to you, we'll be looking at some higher numbers.
Definitely, 100%. Awesome, Nigel. Thank you
Brilliant.
so much for everything. I
No
appreciate it.
worries. Thank you very much as well. Good to talk to you. You take care.
Likewise, man. Bye bye.